My dear learners, I would like to welcome you to the radio enabled learning course. In this session, we are going to discuss about computer information systems environment and how it affects internal controls and of course the audit procedures. This topic is comes under unit 5 in our practical auditing syllabus. Alright. What exactly it mean by internal controls under computer information systems environment? Let's first understand what is mean by computer information system environment. If you want to book a ticket on bookmyshow.com, think the whole story from bookmyshow's point of view. There is a website called as bookmyshow where I go and look for the city in the ticket, and you have to look movie or theaters or where I want to watch the movie, and I have to make the booking and make payment and selecting the seats, all of that. Now think about it. Without this computer information systems, you and I would have to stand in a queue, and in that line, which must be really long, you would have to get the ticket. Now the main point what to hear in this is computer information systems try to achieve what efficiency we have in manual environment plus something else in an electronic environment. What it would mean by this, whatever functionality or whatever process we follow in manual environment has an objective. For example, in a movie theater, what is the objective of ticket selling? Making sure that ticket is sold for the right show and collect the money and kept it safely. These are all the points where the ticket selling function will have in a cinema theater. It is a manual setting. Now, all these objectives need to be met in using computer information systems, plus you want to add more functionality because it is a automated environment. It is given an option whenever they want, whether it is at 10 o'clock in morning or 7 o'clock in evening, you can book a ticket whenever you want. So basically you are trying the objective of internal controls that would have been applicable in a manual environment plus additional benefits because it is a computerized environment. So the purpose is the business process and the transactions need to be captured properly. So what do we need to do as an auditor regarding this? Whatever is the management objective, either the management has done performed correctly or not, is what we as an auditor are supposed to do. Now, what is the management objective? Management is expected to design and implement internal controls which are in line with the size and nature of business. Okay, that is objective. Either they are manual control or computerized control. The objective does not change. As an auditor, we have to check whether the internal controls, particularly regarding accounting function, are in line with the business and nature of business, whether they are appropriate with the business and whether the transactions are recorded properly. Now, to know whether the transactions are recorded properly, whether this function working appropriately, as an auditor, you might have to carry out some tests. Naturally, you might have to carry out some tests to know whether things are working well, and whenever we talk about internal controls, we have to keep in mind all these 3 points. When we test the internal control as an auditor, we try to get answer to these 3 questions. First one, are there internal control exist? Second one, are they adequate? Third one, are they operating effectively? So your answer these 3 questions, you will be confident that internal control works well or internal control are not working well. So answer to the question, internal control efficiency will come from auditors carrying out different tests. Of course, the auditor has to ultimately see whether the which asset and liabilities appear in the balance sheet and the way in which profit and loss account reflects the situation of profit and loss for the period, whether these internal control affects those big numbers of profit and loss account and balance sheet. So in addition to these, there will also be statutory requirements. For example, whenever you create an invoice, you have GST in that. Now, is there an internal control procedure to capture the GST in the invoices for what we are creating? Like that, as an auditor, we have to check whether the company is complying with internal controls which are in line with the size and nature of business. Now, what we change in a computerized environment versus manual environment? Just think about it. Skill and competence of auditor in a manual environment. Imagine physical tickets are being sold in that case. I can just go check. Now, how many are sold to take out the book and I count from 1 to 97 sold. Here, 3 tickets left out. So, like this, I can check physically, but when it comes to computer, see on internal controls or in computerized environment. Then the auditor also should have skill, competence to understand the computer's hardware, software, or does the computer press these things. So, all these things will be required for an auditor to know whether internal controls are sufficient. There is an aspect called work performed by others. Now, everything obviously the auditor cannot delegate to others, but in areas where auditor feels that look testing the authenticity of the data which is getting logged into the system. So, when a transaction happens, sale transaction through internet, is that getting captured properly? Does anybody have right to delete this in the money going and sitting in the bank account? Maybe for some aspect. The auditor can use the work of an expert. Obviously, if you are not the person who has learned everything about what is required to be done in the company's audit, you can use the help of an expert, and by using this exploit, you can expertise, you can make sure that you get. So as to whether the company's internal controls are in line with the size and nature of business, then with respect to planning, how do these things change? The object of planning is same, you need to know overall. What are the different components in the internal control system and where can things go wrong? And for that, you need to have a mechanism to test. Now, here also, the auditor should understand how this computer information system function is organized. So, where will the transaction originate at site is origin from internet. So, it is originating from an app or it from a mobile app or it is originating from a web app. So, auditor should know very disorientating and then how it is being processed. So, where is the data getting stored? So, where is the data concentration happening? So, then what is the transaction log? So, transaction happened, but where is it getting logged? So, these things the auditor has to understand. Then it is also important that the auditor understands what kind of hardware and software are used by the entity, because obviously both of them do have an impact on the efficiency of the internal control system. So, how easy is to crack and hack the system and how well is the data captured? What kind of good controls are there? All these auditor has to understand. Then also needs at the planning stage get a sense of whether this entity is using batch processing or whether they are using something like online processing, and what is the kind of data retention policy. Now, what do I mean by, say, if the company is following batch processing, all the invoices will get raised from morning 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Between 6 and 6:30 in evening, we are processing in gunshot. Well, that is called as batch processing. As soon as you create that, immediately it is getting processed. That is called as online processing. Now, what type of processing is the company following? Why is it following the kind of processing? And once the processing happens, where is the data retention? What is the policy? Will the data be retained for 6 months, 3 months, 1 year or 10 years? What is the policy? So, all those things auditor need to understand. And when you talk about these internal controls, what are the old internal controls you had versus the controls that you have now, and based on all these things, auditor need to make an overall sense of what is the level of comfort. We have the internal controls, what kind of testing needs to be done, and whether we need to engage any experts for this work. These aspects need to go into the planning stage of an audit in CIS environment. CIS means Computer Information Systems. Let's talk about other things like accounting system and internal control. What kind of new things you get to see? The most interesting thing here is audit evidence. If I talk about manual purchase process, That is the objective of auditory change in a computer information system environment. The objective of auditor does not change. Their objective is to express an opinion on the financial statements of the entity. Now, that is the same. So, objective of an auditor does not change whether we are talking about manual controls or computer information systems. Then let's talk about other things like accounting system and internal controls. What kind of new things you get to see? The most interesting thing here is evidence, about audit evidence. Let's continue that movie ticket example. When I purchase a ticket manually, I mean I am the person who is buying the bookmyshow.com, selling from purchaser's point of view. If you look at it purchases or got a physical ticket right now. If you talk about online booking, you just get a message, you just get a QR code, and that is it. You did not find in physical form evidence. You find largely in electronic form. Find now. Even in terms of input documents, imagine you are in IRCTC counter. You have to take a paper, you have to seal the details. When you're traveling from each location to this location and give the details of travelers, then with that input document, IRCTC will create one ticket and print and give you. Now, what is happening here? There is a manual input document which is given now. If you do an online purchase on IRCTC for train tickets, then you are not giving any physical paper. You are only giving electronic input. That electronic input is considered and the processing is done by the system. So the point is there is absence of input document, whereas absence of input document does not think there is no input at all. There is absence of physical input document. That is why you should understand it. If I board giving a physical ticket, there is the absence of physical input document. That is why you should understand it. IRCT is giving a physical ticket manually, the writing and giving, then obviously you will find this paper I received from the traveler, then I will record that somewhere in some register, and then I will write one ticket and give a manual ticket to the customer or the traveler. Now here there is a visible trial audit or process trial. First, what is happening? There is input document got recorded in the register, then based on that a ticket repaired manually and ticket got issued. Maybe a copy of the cat is still camped with IRCTC like that. You are talking about a trial. Physically, you can say this to this to this to this happened. So you can actually see that. But if you talk about electronic data processing, this audit trial does not say it is not there. It is there, but that audit trial is electronic. It is a system. You can't see it physically. I am repeating it. When you look at the system in the system and read through it, we can understand how from this treatment to this to this to this you can understand, but you will not have a physical audit trial of the process. And also the output documents, as I mentioned to you, even in case of bookmyshow.com, output document could be a QR code. You get a QR code for a ticket and you just show that QR code and you walk into the theater, versus in a manual environment the document would have been physical. So what is happening here? The evidence is becoming digital. Please understand the summary of it. It is the evidence earlier was physical, now the evidence is digital. So to understand the digital evidence, you need more digital era, more education on how the digital evidence gets created, what kind of security risk could be there, and so on. Auditors has it's to carry out test. Now, when you talk about carrying out test to obtain a bit of evidence or to obtain comfort on whether the computer information system is working properly or not, auditor may take some samples and carry out checks on those transactions. Now understand one very interesting thing with respect to computer information systems. It is not about how many transactions you are checking, it is about how deeply you checking, even if it is fewer transaction, how deeply are checking the transaction. What is the organization structure in CIS and management? What is the organization structure in CIS environment? If we have a manual process for tickets, movie tickets, there will be a person sitting in a ticket counter. Maybe or not, one because the rush is more. Maybe three or four people sit in a physical book counter. Then this cash, whatever is collected and has to be given to the cashier, then there will be a manager who will be overseeing these functions and so on. There might be a security guard to just make sure that the line is proper. So, there are so many people doing that one work of ticket selling but understanding if everything is digital. Do you really require a security guard holding a stick and saying stand in a line? You don't write similarly. Required for people to sit and make sure tickets and sold now. Once it is programmed, even if 100 people at once are logged into the system, it's fine. So the work gets concentrated in the hands of fewer people. Please understand the work gets concentrated. So now there is a programmer and there is a data librarian, etc. There will be a fewer people, and in the hands of fewer people the work gets concentrated. When it gets concentrated, rated, please understand, if more power is with one person, if that person is good and that person is not misusing the power, it's fine. But when more power is concentrated in the hands of one person, it is also possible that such power may be misused. Right then, concentration of programs and data again program for creating the input, then program for processing, program for output. All these are mission readable form and well. They are also concentrated, will be adding some specific servers, and the problem is something goes wrong. Unfortunately, maybe the system and the process may suffer and the organization may suffer because of you. No data concentration. Of course, while I say that, there are also safeguards and people also make sure that there are enough controls regarding who can authorize transaction, who can change their approach and all. But still this grams are concentrated, which is in one sense of risk. Then the kind of processing, since has already mentioned, or the nature of processing happens without physical input documents. Also, and I also spoke about it, there is no physical or visible transaction trial from A to B, B to C, and C to D. It's moved like this. You don't see that physically. I booked my ticket and I give my input, I give payment details, and then it's processing and it is giving me QR code. So the visible or physical audit trial is not available. So that is why need for computer understanding, computer knowledge becomes a primary thing. Then even for output, simply QR code went there. When is it again? When I say no visible output, it does not mean there is no output. There is a output, but that output is also electronic and can access it to data and computer programs. So think about, if I have physical invoices, I printed 10,000 physical invoices, and in those 10,000 need physical invoices, I had GST rate 12%. That is what I had in those 10,000 invoices. Now say for the goods what I sell, GST rate came down to 5% now. What should I do? I have to change all these 10,000 invoices what we have in that book to 5% and get the new books printed. But if it is a computerized environment, I just need to go into a program and there will be a place where GST rate would have been given as 12%. I just need to go to that and change that 1% to 5%, and the job is done. So it gets updated everywhere. So that is what I mean, access of data and computer programs now in terms of design and procedural aspects. Let's talk about what you get to notice in the design and procedural aspects of computer information system. If in a physical counter somebody sitting and selling tickets and taking money, so there is a risk that this person collects less money. Maybe the bigger the ticket is 400 rupees. Maybe this person collected 50 rupees and wrongly thought it is full amount and give ticket possible. So maybe there are out of 100 tickets, 99 tickets are sold properly for full value, maybe in one ticket. There is a possibility of making mistake because there is a human element called as a person selling ticket physically across the counter. But imagine if it is bookmyshow.com, if you program it and say if does not give an order, please you are not giving ticket. So you give that program, then what happens? Obviously there is no question of first time I did correctly, second time I made a mistake, or 99 times I have done correctly, 100, 3 made a mistake. Do not possible consistency of performance. That is why in computer information system you have to check it the overall program flow, is the transaction flow proper or not. If you check and confirm the transaction flow is proper, generally if it is correct, once it will be correct always. So it is a consistency in the performance, same calculator, unless there is some damage in calculator. How many ever times you do that calculation? Say for example 55276. I want to do a calculation. Maybe if it is manually done first time, I have done correctly. Second time, third time, 10th time, or done correctly. Maybe 11th time, I might make a mistake, right? But on a calculator, if you do that, maybe there is a consistency because there is an automated program which is happening. Similarly, programmed control procedures. For example, without collecting money, you can get the ticket. That is a program that roll now in a manual environment. Maybe there is a risk that without collecting money, the ticket still was issued possible. Yes, possible. Maybe there is a human error element. But in a computerized environment, there is no question of giving a ticket without money being collected. So, there is a place you update and everything else automatically gets updated. Best example is your Facebook or Instagram. So, once your photo gets updated, your profile picture is updated once. You maybe have posted at 100 places, 10,000 places, at every places. Your display picture automatically gets updated. Are you going and changing everywhere your display picture? No. You update it once and automatically in all other places this update happens and system generated transactions. We get messages from banks that your balances as on 31st of this month is now is somebody sitting and sending it typing a message to you? No, it is a automatic message or an automated message which the banker is sending out to you. If you think about the interest calculation, banks can actually run and banks do run automated or system generated in. Finally, with all the good things is also challenge of program and data one liability, meaning there is a risk that high amount of data is stored and what is something happen, what if there is a damage, what if imagine unfortunately our Google account gets hacked, whatever you are, Facebook account is stolen, so that kind of data when their ability is also one point we need to bear in mind. Now let's talk about internal controls in CIS environment. In respect to internal controls, we divide this section broadly into general controls and application controls. What do we mean by general controls first? I want to talk about application control so that the logic of general controls become more obvious to application controls. Simply means there should be control on the inputs processing and output. What do I mean by that? You are giving the input for IRCTC train ticket booking. You can't give the date of yesterday and say, I want to book a ticket. Right, that is input control. Similarly, you can't say, I want this train to go from this place to that place. You cannot decide that which train will go from which place to which place would be pre-decided, and you should not have a control or should have an option to give that as an input. You should not decide amount for the ticket. The seller decides, is it could be IRCTC or Book My Show. They decide the price. Now these things, if you don't have an access to control, or if you don't have access to edit as a customer, it means system is good. So inputs are being captured properly. If I want tickets, I want one ticket now. What is this? One ticket, that is a stupid input, right? I want zero tickets. Then why did you come here? So these kind of input should not be accepted. So proper controls on how those inputs have to be can. Then similarly, if you are talking about mobile number, you give 3 digits or with assistance in something is wrong, check. So that is what I mean by input control. Then processing control, the input controls logic. Obviously you are able to relate to it as a customer. Now processing controls. I gave all my details. I wanted to go from Mumbai to Delhi in a train, and I gave all my details, and system should actually process it accordingly, right? So system for actually process it accordingly. The train, I am from Mumbai to Delhi, I should look for, and based on the dates what I gave it should help me book a ticket. Now, what about output controls? Basically, after processing, first of all, we in processing a Mumbai to Delhi it or not book it. For me, from Mumbai, Hyderabad, right. So, that is what I mean by processing efficiency. It will be processed properly. Then, after processing into given output, now that output does not read it go. It should be in the right format, and it should go at the right time to the right person. Imagine the output is in something like a mission format, mission readable format 001100 announcer and so on, and I can't read it as easily as you read English. You need to really break out head on what that is. So, put output should be in proper form. Then I booked my ticket. What if for that ticket you get message? It is wrong. If I book ticket, I should get message. I should get it in my mail. So, you should not get it, right? So, it should go to the authorized personnel. Only should not go to the unauthorized person. And of course, I booked tickets today. I want to travel tomorrow. I get a message that my ticket is booked day after tomorrow. Does it make any sense? So, it should be in right format. It should be at to the right person and the right time. That is when you can say output has proper controls. Now, these 3 points, input controls, processing controls, and output controls together, we can call them as application controls, EDP application controls, or CIS application controls. Now, for application controls to work properly, you require general CIS control, like what you need to have policies, procedures regarding who is designing the system, how is the programming being, overall the elements which are going into the programming, is the program once made, is tested properly, it is documented properly. Then if any change has to happen to the program, who is making the change, is it authorized or not, then the program related design aspects, who is allowed to look into how the program is designed, who is allowed to make changes, who is allowed to, how will you find out if there are any errors in the programming, then who is allowed to have access to all the program literature. So this is how we did programming. From here, do this. If the test is okay, proceed to the next step. Otherwise, give your feedback to the customer that your amount what you paid is incorrect, like that. You have to design the program, and on the program has to be documented. So we will have program documentation access. Then who can review that? Who is the person who is expected to maintain information regarding recovery of data? This is sometimes what happens is the data may be stolen or the data may be lost. So, what is the way to retrieve it? What if some damage happens? What is the way to retrieve it? See, you have to think thorough all this right. That is, when output processing and output happens properly, that is what I mean by the EDP general controls. When you talk about reviews of CIS application controls, obviously you have to check what are the kind of controls over input processing and output. So, sometimes manual controls might be exercised by the users, and sometimes the controls might be on the system outputs and program controls. Thank you. Thank you.